Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. Show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I am Sean.
I'm Joe.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm good. Tired. Had a wild stag last night.
A wild stag. Dude, Paul just sent me. So, all right, guys, we're doing Gingerdead Man 2, Passion of the Crust today.
Yeah.
It was...
Best part about it's the title.
Yeah.
Great
It's
title.
the only good part about it. Everything else about it is, trash. So when I was taking notes for this, it was really hard because there's literally nothing happens in it. It's all story and dialogue based. And it's the worst.
Very heavy on dialogue. The Gingerdead Man. I mean,
dude, he's in like 5 minutes of the fucking movie.
He's laying in a box for the first 15 minutes, and he's like, "I hope I can get out of this box." And he just walks out.
So, I mean, now we're gonna talk about it and be like, "Oh, I kind of like that."
Nope.
You're right. But anyway, I don't think there's gonna be a lot to talk about. Not to mention, it was only an hour long.
Very short, longest hour.
So we asked you guys to send in mailbag questions.
I like that.
Yeah, I like doing mailbag. We should do it more often.
Yeah.
Paul fucking sent us like 37 questions.
He's also at a wedding right now. It's his cousin's wedding.
All right, Paul. He's probably sitting on the toilet doing that. Oh, man. That's funny, though. That is funny. Way to go, Paul. So we're going to do Gingerdead Man 2, and if we have some time, we're going to do these mailbag questions. If we don't have time, if we can somehow spread Gingerdead Man longer than the fucking movie.
There's no way, because sometimes when I watch movies like this, I just want to pitch to you doing like a 3-minute episode. Just like, yeah, this happened, and
that's kind of what I have. So this was released July 4th, 2008, and it is the worst gift you could ever give to America for its birthday. It's a fucking slap in the face that releases on July 4th. It's just, I'd rather be oppressed.
Charles Band Productions.
Yeah, man, and Full Moon, which I think we're going to do a serial killer on. They might be worth a look, but kind of not, because it's just the story is they made Puppet Masters, and then they made a lot of money off of it, and then they were like,
well, they did do Castle Freak.
They do Castle Freak, which was shocking. And then I think they actually do have a handful of like okay ones. Yeah. Like I would say demonic toys in those, but they're terrible. I know they're terrible. Yeah. I just like them from my childhood, right. So I'm not gonna kid myself. They're fucking trash. This is Doll Man.
No way, Doll Man or demonic toys are good.
No. It's fucking terrible.
My problem with this is like I'm so tired of talking. Well, yeah, everything. I'm so tired of talking about my love for Thanksgiving. But like, I think Thanksgiving, because it's similar. It's a short movie.
Yes.
It's a shitty puppet, but at least it has like wit.
Oh yeah.
Like the things that the turkey say make me laugh out loud. The things that the Gingerdead Man say are so unfunny, it's painful.
Yeah. No, I agree.
He doesn't make a coherent pun or joke in this entire movie.
No, the puns. Excuse me, guys. I'm coming down from coming off of a cold.
Coming off, yeah.
A cold, so I'm probably going to be clearing my throat and shit. I'll try to edit it out, but probably not, because it's just awful. So, yeah, no, the puns are brutally bad. Like, they're not even puns, I would say, almost. Like, I know what they're doing, puns. But the delivery doesn't even hit the...
Yeah. It's like the anti-joke chicken meme.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, he'll be like... I'm trying to think about what he'd say. Like, I can't even think. It would be like... Oh man, I'm burning up in here. And I would think the pun is like he's burning because he's a pastry.
There's a time he's like, that'll teach you to eat raw cookie dough. I was like, what?
Yeah, like that's not a pun.
It's like a PSA.
Yeah. Kids don't eat cookie dough. This movie is really bad. So JW the Go-Getter, we apologize for doing this to you. Pick another movie.
He should apologize to us.
Oh, yeah, you should say that. Oh, man, this is brutal, though.
Well,
you've seen the first one?
Okay, so the night before my wedding, my wife kicked me out of the house because you're not like supposed to see your bride or whatever. Right. So I stayed at Paul's house, and he made me watch. What's that guy's name? Oh, Lee Marvin musical, and then we watched Thanksgiving 3. And Redneck Zombies. And we started to watch Gingerdead Man.
Oh, the original?
Yeah, and it was so bad we turned it off after 5 minutes.
I almost watched it for this episode, but I was so sick I could barely get through like these two movies.
I mean, you don't need to because they show you the entire fucking movie in the first 5 minutes of this one.
I thought I was having a fever dream. I couldn't get through Gingerdead Man. It was an hour long, and every time I started it, I was like, man, how much longer is left in this? And I'd only got like 5 minutes in. I was like, oh my God.
I texted you.
Yeah.
So this is the longest hour of my life.
It was crazy. It was so bad. And one more note before I guess we get into this movie. So this is Terra Firma, but Full Moon's version.
Correct.
Everything is based on fact in it. The storyline is a guy that runs a film studio that his dad started, which is the same thing as Charles Band. He makes shitty movies because he, quote, likes them.
Yeah.
No. And it's basically that. And we're seeing a behind the scenes basically of, which I don't know why they didn't just rip it off completely because it was so close. They might as well have just been like, this is Full Moon Entertainment.
Yeah.
But they fake the name and all that shit. But it's the same story. It's literally the same story. And it's just fucking,
but
you know what?
Terra Firma pulls it off.
Dude, well, that's what I was about to say.
You have to have more respect for Troma after watching this.
You watch this and you're like, Troma's good. Which is insane to say also. But like you watch this and you're like, oh, I get Troma now.
Yeah, they can pull it off.
Like at least you laugh. Like even like maybe even it's a little more absurd, so it's okay. Like I don't know, but
yeah, because when you watch Troma, you think to yourself, I could probably make a Troma film. Yeah. But then you watch this and you're like, I cannot make a Troma film.
No, yeah. This is what I would have made.
Yeah.
Like this is awful. And that's what it is, man. It's fucking brutal. So we open again, like Joe said, we get the entire fucking story of the first one. It lasts like 5 to 10 minutes.
It's honestly 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it's the entire story. And by the way, the
original
and
some guy's narrating the first one, but it's like a nurse. Yeah, it's like the night before Christmas.
Yeah. It's terrible. And the story for the original is terrible too. Like
Gary Busey gets mad and gets
Gary Busey, somehow his blood gets sent to somebody and then they somehow pour it in and
make it into cookies.
It's fucking the craziest shit I have ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And then
if your movie is an hour long, why are you including so much flashback in the beginning?
Dude. And they have an opening credit sequence that's also 5 minutes long.
That was
and it's other people's posters. It's posters for good movies. Did you catch that? It was all like, they were like B movies, like from the 60s and stuff, but they were good. And then they just, dude, they photoshopped their names on it.
I did not see that.
It was so fucking weird.
Did you notice the song was Bad Reputation by Joan Jett?
Yes. There's no way they paid for that.
No, because they changed all the words.
Oh, I thought there was something weird about it.
Yeah, and then they like credited the girl, like it was somebody else's name in like a song. She's like, run, just as fast as you can now.
Yeah, it was like the Gingerdead Man, but Bad Reputation. That's what she was saying. You can't catch me.
It was note for note.
Yeah. No, because I remember listening to it and I was like, this sounds weird, but I know it. And that's what
they played. The song Bad Reputation is like 2 minutes and 30 seconds at most. This is 4 minutes, and they're repeating the same verse over and over again.
It's so bad. We open up in this like cave dungeon thingy, and there's a large woman chained to a slab. Biggest chains I've ever seen in my life. They must weigh like 300,000 pounds each.
My note right here is I looked at my phone and the movie barely started. See how much time I've been watching this
one. There's a satanic priest and there's a couple minions.
Dressed like a fucking bozo.
Dude, it's so bad. And they're burning her and throwing money at her. They're burning her with rods, and then they just start chucking coins at her.
They burn a pentagram on her, and then the satanic priest is like, "Now throw the gold at her." Just throwing gold coins.
They're throwing gold coins at her, and he's going, "More gold, it pleasures me." And then he goes, "Even still more gold." The priest stabs her and pulls her heart, and then screams, "Rise, you tiny terrors!" And this is basically a play off of Puppet Masters.
Yeah.
This is this fake studio, some Puppet Masters. And they've got some toys. I couldn't hear any of the names except hemorrhoids.
Shit for brains.
Dude, they can't even make funny names for these characters. Like, this is an opportunity to make some real jokes. And like, you know, like, what are the stupid like prank phone call names? Like when you call somebody, prank call them and you're like,
like what Bart says?
Yeah.
Ivana Tinkle?
Yeah, like Ivana Tinkle and shit like that. This is your opportunity to do it. And the one that's named Hemorrhoids is like, they say it like, oh, this is hemorrhoids. Neither of those are fucking names. Like, what the fuck?
Or Haunted Dildo, who's literally just a fucking dildo.
Yeah.
The biggest dickhole I've ever seen.
Hobgoblin, Shit for Brains, which was literally a doll with just shit on its head. Haunted Dildo, my note there was, I'm just fucking furious. And he's laughing like, he's doing the goofy laugh. It's so weird. And then Percolator, which was a coffee machine with Christmas lights.
that made me laugh.
It made me laugh because it made no sense. But I don't even know if that was intentional. Like, to be like, I don't know. You know, he says, go forth and spread your evil across this planet.
Destroy humanity.
And then Shithead sprays him with shit. And he just starts screaming, "Goddamn cocksucker!" And turns out we're on the set of a movie.
Yeah.
Ripping off Trauma. Yeah.
See, that was probably the easiest part for us to talk about.
Because that's what you want the whole movie to be.
Exactly. And from like here on for like the next 30 minutes, it's just people talking.
Dude, it's people talking.
They're all arguing about like the script and stuff.
Dude.
And you introduce like 6 different characters and there's like a plot twist between who the characters are. And like,
The movie fucking blows. So the basic story is, like I said, there's a kid, he's inherited this studio from his dad. But the studio's going bankrupt because all he likes doing is making shitty monster movies.
Yeah.
So, you are going to go bankrupt. Fucking jerk. And he thinks that this movie, Tiny Terrors, will be the one that fixes everything.
Yes.
It won't. We're introduced to the Gingerdead Man. So, dude, this movie fucking sucks. So a woman, we see this scene. It cuts to a scene where a woman with like the biggest boobs of all time walks in.
I labeled her as Busty Woman.
That's all you could do. I have her name somewhere in here, but it didn't matter. And for some reason, like, I'm like thinking of how they're going to bring in the Gingerdead Man into all this. And she's just like, I brought some, and I'm thinking she's a bad guy.
Yeah.
She's not.
She just bought a box.
She just bought a box of pastries and Gingerdead Man was in it.
Yep.
And like, wouldn't you like look at your box of pastries and be like, I don't want this fucking giant disgusting thing. But Gingerdead Man is so ugly, you would never want to eat it.
His face is so lumpy. And again, he's in this box of pastries, and the first 15 minutes you see him, it's just people talking. Like, they're arguing about who's getting paid. They're arguing about their roles.
Dude, yeah, I'm cutting out a ton of it.
And while they're doing this, Gingerdead Man's like, "Oh, I can't wait to get out here and kill you."
That's exactly what happens. Gingerdead Man is saying shit like people are it's like the owner is like literally doing day-to-day shit on film. Like, he's like, "Hey Mac, how's the puppets?" And the guy's like, "Go fuck yourself." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And like, that's like, this is again like trauma humor nails it somehow. Yeah. Like, they're very similar, but these cats just can't get it done. Like, they can't land a fucking joke to save their life.
No, they can't. And then like they realize, some of the actors realize that some are getting paid and some aren't, and then it will cut to the Gingerdead Man who's just lying in the box still and just going, "You fucking whore, where the hell am I?"
And I wasn't even sure who, like, yeah. And the Gingerdead Man's like, just. Dude.
And then some guy walks in with raw cookie dough and he's eating the entire thing.
That was so disturbing.
And the Gingerdead Man is, of course, pissed about it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, everyone's fighting. Terrible fight scene, too. And then we get a Make-A-Wish kid. Well, it's End of the Rainbow. End of the Rainbow.
Before the Make-A-Wish kid comes, there's a little person who's wearing like the silliest outfit ever, and he's pissed because like there's no toilet paper, and he had to wipe with his socks.
Oh,
the scene lasts.
I think that's later.
Oh, it's after you mean?
Yeah, I think so. That is so funny though. I'll dude, that guy. Yeah, and it's dubbed.
I didn't pick up on that.
Dude, okay, so it is later. It is a little bit later. But yeah, he's screaming about taking a shit and having to use his socks as toilet paper. He's like, there's no toilet paper on set. But it got so out of dub for me. Like, you know when you watch a movie and like the dub goes off and you're like, oh fuck. That's what I thought. And I was like, I can't watch this like this. This is terrible. And then it was back to normal. And I was like, no. So I rewound it. They in fact dubbed like a typical, like an Alvin and the Chipmunk-esque voice over it. They couldn't just let the guy use his real
insulting.
Little
people talk like that, sucking on helium.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like that, like. And I know
now that you say that, I probably should have realized that it was overdubbed. I just wasn't paying attention.
No, dude, it's terrible.
Confused that some guy was talking about wiping his ass with socks.
Well, after like the fourth time watching it, which is how many times I had to sit through it to get like, I just couldn't. I had to keep turning it on and off.
I don't blame you. I was miserable.
It was terrible. So yeah, we meet this Make-A-Wish kid. It's like End of the Rainbow though, but he's like 45 years old.
Sold. So old.
And he wished to see this fucking nightmare. He was like, I want to go to fucking shitty ass studios. And it like he's playing like borderline offensive, like slow person too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it I don't know why he couldn't have just played sick kid and coughed occasionally.
Dude, just wait till you watch Dead Body Man.
Well, all right, we'll talk about this but let's talk about if this is the worst movie ever made. Because I've
honestly, it's fucking up there.
It really is. I'd rather watch Peter Rottentail,
dude.
Because at least it's obscene.
Because at least you laugh.
Yeah, dude. Like there was nothing about.
Although
this.
I didn't really laugh while watching Peter.
No, we might have
more after.
We might have. Yeah, we might have. Like if I put that out right now, I might kill myself. Like I might get 5 minutes in and be like, no.
But I would feel the same way
if you put this on.
Dude, I think I would go with Peter.
I think so.
This was so stupid.
This is so terrible.
At least Peter made like funny noises.
And at least there's like shit happening. Nothing happens in this. Like except this weird guy that's a terrible actor talking. Dude, they took the worst actor in the movie and put him in 1,000 scenes with the most dialogue of all time.
And they included so many characters. There's so many. There's that old guy who's like his backstory is like
nothing.
He's an old but he comes in at the end.
Yeah,
for nothing.
For nothing. Yeah, we meet an old guy who's basically like
he's like a legendary actor.
Yeah, who's like past his prime.
Yeah, past his prime.
Well,
he's almost.
He was friends with his dad, the guy's dad or whatever.
He's a curmudgeon. And he thinks the movie's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the Make-A-Wish kid is very happy because he knows the busty lady. Is busty offensive? Am I offending people?
I don't think so. She's a busty gal.
Yeah, she had big boobs.
I think it's better than being like giant Rob Zombie.
Big titted boob bitch.
Huge titty whore. Rob Zombie shit. Yeah, no, I don't think busty is offensive. I think that's a fair word to say.
Because I didn't care to write down her name.
No, well, I mean, yeah, I guess calling a woman, but like that's kind of the character she's playing. Like, no one knows she's even an actor except the kid.
Yeah, she was a B movie actor from the 80s.
But one thing I want to say is before the guy picks her out in the line, they're waiting in line for food. She runs the like food table, and she's like scooping slop onto people's plates, and she's pouring it into one guy's bowl, and she goes, and I swear this had to be. They were like, we'll cut it out. And they accidentally left it in. Because she goes, nothing like a big bowl of something to keep your energy up.
They did not mean to cut that out.
You think that's a joke?
That's their fucking dialogue. I mean, so they have a little person wiping his ass with socks.
It's so much fun. Yeah, and like, really, I guess, why was that even in there? Well, the scene was because it's like, oh, yeah, we have so much money. And like, a little person's like, yeah, I don't even have toilet paper.
Yeah.
They made a lot of jokes about how poor they are.
Well, because look at the product.
And then she starts coming on to some guy, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this is where the Gingerdead Man's like, fucking whore, I gotta get out of here before one of these shitheads gets hungry.
No one's going to eat you.
You're disgusting.
You also
and you're
have
enormous.
A voice. Yeah.
You're enormous.
And you can talk.
The only person that would eat you is a little kid at like Disney World. Like where they sell like gigantic fucking sweets for like $45 and your parents fucking, not my parents, but some parents pay for it. Yeah, and it's so anticlimactic. He just like gets up
Just
and
gets
walks
up.
out.
Yeah, just stands up. Could have done that 20 minutes ago. Immediately kill someone.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, I can't wait to kill more. Like, okay, well,
Like, what's his deal?
that's why we're
I couldn't
watching.
figure it out. And he doesn't even kill enough for it to be like, I love the taste of blood. Like,
oh, he's just a dick.
At the studio, we get this like weird thing about Russian banks, and they needed money, and Russian banks are financing them. So I was like, oh, well, this could lead to an interesting plot. Maybe there's something to this plot. There's not. That's only comes and goes. So I did a little research on the backstory of Charles Band, and they got all their money from Italian banks for all their movies.
Sure.
I was like you don't really have.
And like, why not?
That's nothing to homage.
Yeah. Gives a shit. And why not just say Italian bank?
Yeah.
Why not just keep it the same?
Yeah, here's my note. We're introduced to Sir Ian, who's mad. Like, that's all there is to it. He's just mad. Like, they're like, oh, here's Sir Ian. And Sir Ian's like, oh, what am I doing here?
Sir Ian sucks.
Sir Ian's terrible.
Can I don't even know if this is before or after. I really don't care. Can we talk about how two people are fucking and the Gingerdead Man is just watching and he's dry humping nothing? He's like, oh, God.
Dude, that was the fucking grossest thing I have ever seen in my life. It is later, but I want to bring it up. Okay, yeah. So the busty gal, who I write down as weird lady, and the guy are having sex in the bathroom, and the Gingerdead Man yells, "Christ, my eyeballs are about to melt."
Yeah. Not funny.
And I'm
it's
like,
not a pun.
No, like, what is happening? Like, the dialogue is so bad. And then he's watching him fuck, and then he just starts jerking off, and his groans are disgusting.
Disgusting.
He's just like, ugh.
And he fucking finishes.
Yeah, and then he's smoking.
Gingerdead Man comes and smokes a cigarette.
And his one-liner is, oh, life is good.
Yeah. It doesn't make fucking, it's not funny.
Dude,
it's not fucking funny.
There's not a single line in this that's funny. And then he somehow stabs through her back, even though she's up against the wall. He stabs through her back and then somehow penetrates him with like a kitchen knife.
I know. This is the smallest knife ever. And then like right after that, he goes and he finds those disgusting, shitty puppets from before.
Dude, and starts fucking them.
Starts hitting on
But
him.
why would a cookie be attracted to a puppet?
He's in a box with pastries. Why not just fuck the donut?
Yeah. Like, that's funnier.
It's way
It
funny.
makes no sense. Like, we know he's a puppet,
Yeah.
but why? Like, his head's so above their head, they couldn't figure that out.
But he's not a puppet. He's a fucking gingerbread
Dude,
man.
and how about after he humps that puppet, he cuts off the guy's hand who's in the puppet?
Yeah.
The guy's hand is in the puppet the entire time, and he's like, what's going on up there? Instead of
he's
just getting out.
under the table and he's hearing Gingerdead Man hit on his puppet.
Dude,
he's
talking
like,
to him for like 10 minutes.
What's somebody saying something?
And Gingerdead Man's like, I'm going to fuck you. And he's like, what are you doing to my hand? And he just stays under there while Gingerdead Man fucks it. And then Gingerdead Man somehow pulls out a chainsaw and cuts off his hand. And Gingerdead Man legitimately laughs for like 3.5 to 4 minutes. It's just him laughing with a chainsaw and blood.
He
all
laughs like such an idiot. Yeah. Like normally when characters laugh for that long, it's like a funny, humorous laugh.
Yeah.
You can't laugh along with this.
No. I'm trying to look back. So we skipped like a huge part of it, and I'm looking back. Yeah, but nothing has happened in them. Oh, here's one of his bad puns. Now we're cooking. I could go for a slice of fruitcake after he kills a gay gentleman.
Yeah.
That's clever. Yeah,
he needed like that's the problem. That joke sucks, but he needed way more food puns.
Yeah,
all his jokes needed to be food-based.
I think everyone forgot he was a fucking cookie.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And then they did that thing that they do in Trauma really well, which is like they'll cut to a scene and you're like in the middle of a scene. And then like the guy will say something like he'll be in the middle of some insane thing he's saying in Trauma, and you'll be like, what the fuck could they possibly been talking about? And in this one, they try to do that, and it's just so unfunny. Like they cut to scenes and it's like, and they dropped all the charges.
Yeah. And
you're supposed to be like, well, you got to like include the funny part.
Yeah. Include the punchline.
Yeah. Like you're cutting stuff off. I'm trying to think here, cleaning up and talking to himself. Dude, the Gingerdead Man sticking the curling iron up the guy's ass.
Probably my favorite part of the entire movie if I had one.
That was crazy.
How does he get?
Why did that guy have a hair iron? He didn't even have long hair. His hair is so short.
I don't know.
Oh, whatever. What were you gonna say?
He kills one. Two people are looking for the Make-A-Wish kid.
The studio owner and her handler.
Yeah.
This is the end. Oh, dude, they're looking for him. I fell asleep. I was so sick. I'm watching this. We watch him kill some guy. Oh, the puppet guy. They kill him.
He just plows through people. Like, it's not enough to be entertaining. But
no.
It's just like,
and they're so quick.
Cut to people talking. And Gingerdead Man just kills someone. And they're looking for him, and then you see a guy. And this is like the best scene in the movie because the guy comes out and his eyeball's hanging out. And it actually looks kind of cool. You're like, okay.
But you don't even know how that happened.
You don't know how it happened. The guy's like, that cookie's a killing machine. Like,
and the girl's like, I know. It was really weird. And these motherfuckers, I fell asleep after they kill that guy. And it picks up with the studio owner and the guy, the Make-A-Wish kid's handler. And they're like, we got to find him. I'm like, well, how did they lose him? Then I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, oh my God, what time is it? And I looked and they were still looking for him. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? So it had to be at least 5 minutes.
The movie's just like a time warp.
And yeah, they see this guy with the fucking eyes. But then a robot comes to life.
And zaps him?
Like with a laser beam.
Yep.
And he just disintegrates like into thin air.
It's
like
so
not a pile
stupid.
of ash. Like
it's not even Gingerdead Man like controlling the robot.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
I thought the robot just came alive.
No, that's what I thought too. Well, that's because it took 4 scenes for them to show Gingerdead Man inside the robot.
Oh, okay. I probably was not paying attention.
Well, no, dude. I was like, is Gingerdead Man controlling that? And they're like, that robot's alive. And they like run away and then it cuts back and forth a couple times. Until finally it cuts to this little box in the robot and you see Gingerdead Man working controls. And he's like,
I do remember.
And he says something shitty like, how's that? And then, so
one of my notes here, it's so out of context because I stopped caring. It just says Gingerdead Man wakes up, complains, and then does nothing.
Did they take a shot at Bloody Disgusting in this?
What, when?
So after the robot kills that guy, the sick guy, the Make-A-Wish kid turns out to be not Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, he's just
an asshole. Angry. That's like, yeah, he's a nerd that's angry. And he's like, I write for bloodyfissures.com, which it's not funny unless you put anal fissures because a fissure could be a cut anywhere.
Yeah.
But I know that's what they meant.
Yeah, anal fissures is the only time fissures is funny.
Right.
Unless you have anal fissures.
Then it's just a cut. And, yeah, they are bloody usually.
Not funny.
Cuts usually have blood. Fucking asshole. I don't know. It just felt like a little dig, especially because like there's some other horror magazines featured in it. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I picked up on nothing because I fucking cared less about this movie.
Well, anyway, fuck them. Anyway, so the sick kid's from bloodyfissures.com. And he says his screen name like we should know it. He's like, and I'm user like disgusting Viking.
But he says
65.
Screen name, right?
Yeah.
This was made in 2008.
Yeah.
Who the fuck used a screen name?
And he's like, that's my screen. Like it's a reveal. And I was like, am I supposed to remember that? And you're not. He just had to insert it.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I used a screen name in 2008.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess he's mad that they never made his script.
Yeah.
He sent them scripts and they ignored it. And then they like go on this like, there's like this like a bizarre scathing indictment of like movie reviewers online, basically us.
Yeah,
like they're like
good. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this like,
like Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, like this kid's like they're first of all they're making fun of the kid that's making reviews because he's like, oh, I read all the screenwriting books and I know how to write a screenplay and you guys are just idiots.
Yeah.
So that's making fun of internet nerds. And then on the other hand, they're like talking about like how reviewers like get it wrong and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Fucking weak shit, man. If you have to like go out, make a movie to complain about reviewers, dude, your movie fucking sucks. Straight up. This movie is fucking trash.
It's garbage.
Like, that's not going to help. Like,
and then the kid has a bomb.
dude.
I don't know why. Because wait, hold on. He's complaining, and then they work something out. Oh yeah. Now I remember. He fake works something out.
They try and escape with him, but then they hit him with an empty box.
Yeah.
And then
also, where's the Gingerdead Man?
Not in the movie. He's never in the movie. Chains him up. I don't even know. Oh, he basically chains him up with like the set that we saw in the beginning, those giant chains, which again are fake, so they shouldn't have a problem getting out of them. And then Gingerdead Man kills that kid.
Yep.
But who gives a fuck? Because that kid's an asshole.
Right. Yep. And then
and then the Terror Toys come alive.
Because they summoned like, I don't know how. Do you remember how?
No. Oh, I don't know. They put a... No, because... No, I don't know how. Because then they put Gingerdead Man on a cross on a pentagram.
Because Wait, but that's not why they came alive, though.
No, that's like afterwards. That's why I was...
Yeah, because for some reason, Shithead and Dillbag are fucking crucifying Gingerdead Man. Why is he being crucified?
I don't know. It's really
and the whole
bizarre.
time he's like, "Ow, my tootsies." Like,
yeah, and then they light him on fire, and somebody goes, "I didn't know you could do that to a cookie." Like, literally anyone could do that to a cookie. It's called burning a cookie. My mom's pretty good at it. That's not even a knock on my mom. She'll tell you she used to burn our fucking cookies. I thought we were the only people in America that had like an oven that couldn't cook cookies right, because I hate crispy cookies.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan. I like my cookies soft. Our cookies were always burned, and I was always like, man, we must be the only family in America that has an oven that can't cook a cookie right. Like, I was such an idiot, because it turns out, because then my mom was like, oh, I love burned cookies.
So she's just doing it on purpose?
Yes! And I didn't figure that out until like 2 years ago. Like, legitimately. Fucking stupid.
Before I was married and before my wife lived... Pause.
Yeah, you're good.
Before I was married, before my wife moved in with me, I tried to make cookies once and burned the fuck out of every single one of them so badly that they were just like a part of the pan. I couldn't figure out how to get them out of the pan, so I just left it in the sink until it like took care of itself. They're in there for like a year and a half.
So rats gnaw them off. That's so funny. Yeah, and then some the old guy, Sir Ian, comes out with a gun.
But why?
And then just mumbles to himself.
Because Gingerdead Man's on the cross and burning. Why is Ian there?
Then he gets off the cross. He's like running around, I think.
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Man. And then there's another jab at critics at the end.
He's like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And then the old man's like, then the old man thinks that it's part of the movie, but he realizes it's not, and he ends by screaming Calvin like he's that guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Why did I not catch that?
I don't know.
All right.
The two make out, and then the end scene is some homeless guy eating out of a trash can, right?
Yeah, and then he turns into the Gingerdead Man.
Because the rhyming narrator's back again.
Yeah, and he eats the burned up body of Gingerdead Man.
You are what you eat. Is that what he eats? The burned up body?
I think so.
Out of the dumpster?
Yeah.
I would say that's unbelievable, but I just recently went to LA, and while I was filling up gas, some man came and started talking to me about nonsense, and I was like, is this guy talking to me? And I'm just trying to not make eye contact as I'm pumping my gas, and he's just staring straight into my eyes and then leans forward into the garbage can. My wife is in the car watching this. Leans forward into the garbage can, pulls out spaghetti, and just slowly starts putting it into his mouth as he's staring at me and talking to me.
Dude, first of all, who dumped the spaghetti at a gas station? Who's carrying spaghetti?
Dude, that spaghetti must be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to throw it out at a gas station, probably taking a bite like, fuck this.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, JW, I'm really sorry that you picked a bad movie.
I'm not.
We love you. You're a good guy. Yeah. So we're sorry, but that movie, I'm sorry. He had another pick too that was really good.
Yeah, and he went back on it.
Yeah.
What was it?
I forget. And he's like, "Don't do it." And I was like, "Oh, I think we're gonna do it anyway." but I forget. JW, I'll give you a second chance on this one, brother, because, you know. Anyway, mailbag time.
All right.
Should I read Paul's questions first? Because we're not going to answer any of them. There's 100, dude. He's not kidding.
What's wrong with him?
First, he said, ask Joe about fried dumps. Then he says, when are you doing a U-Bowl roundtable? Well, Paul, you tell us.
Yeah, we've already brought it up to him.
I'm
pretty sure he was like, I'm not doing a U-Bowl.
What's the scariest movie you've ever seen? Is it scary to watch? Okay. Favorite foreign horror film? Oh, so now these are like getting legitimate. Have you seen... Wait, here you go.
So we're actually not going to answer any polls?
What?
We're not going to answer any of them?
No. Have you seen Herzog's texting and driving PSA? What do you think of Takeshi? Is that Mike or Mike? I call it Mike.
I call it Mike. He sucks.
Did you know Herzog once ate his shoe?
I did.
Favorite Splat Pack director? Not Rob Zombie. Why is Rob Zombie's dialogue so bad? Is Rob Zombie actually cool? No. Has Eli Roth made a good movie? Well, we did like a series on that.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know what our conclusion was. We probably didn't come to one. Is Rumpelstiltskin better than the Halloween remake? Yeah?
Yes. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Biggest guilty pleasure. Paul, we did 2 fucking episodes on Ginger. You fucking jerk. Thanks, Paul, though. That was fun. Next up, JW the Go-Getter says, hey, Sean, can I go ahead and send you money for NBA League Pass for October and this month? Yeah, sure. We're splitting a League Pass.
Are you?
I'm splitting a League Pass with a fan. Of the show.
Kind of jealous.
Well, you get all your team's games.
Yeah, I know.
But you can sign on with ours, too. Yeah. And we might have gotten it for free by accident.
Oh, nice.
I know. Jacob DeGrouch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. Hey. This question might be too meta, but I'll throw it out there. Podcasting is really fun. This dude's got like 400 podcasts. I don't know how this motherfucker does it. Me and Joe can barely get together for our fucking show. We're like, this guy's got 17 of them. Podcasting is really fun, but it's also really tough sometimes. I edit 2 of the 3 shows I put out, and I find myself hating every episode I put out because of self-criticism. Sometimes, just sometimes, I can admit that I put out something good. My question is for both you and Joe. For each of you, what show is the favorite that you have put out, and what show did you just not enjoy working on?
It's a pretty good question.
That's a really good question.
He mentioned the self-criticism, and I fucking hate listening to myself talk. Dude. I love to talk, but I hate listening to myself talk.
That was a huge hurdle.
I think, like, every time we finish, I mean, me and Sean talk about it all the time. We're always like, yeah, that probably sucked. Like,
I'd say, like, honestly, like 60% of the time, I'm disappointed in one of the 2 episodes, if not both of them. And yeah, it took a long time. Well, not too long. I mean, we're only doing it 2 years, but like it took a great deal of time for me to just not focus on it.
Yeah,
so much, especially editing it. Like when we first started editing, I would cut out the stupidest shit. Now I don't edit anything. One thing I'll say is like upgrade your equipment, like from a technical side, because that shit changes everything. Like when we used cheap microphones, you'd hear me like. And I'm doing it for all your ears. That would piss me off if somebody did that into a microphone. But like you could hear that on these shitty microphones. So like we upgraded because I was sick of editing that shit. To
answer his question, I really enjoyed doing the Creature Feature Roundtable just because it was the first time we brought Paul on. It was just fun.
It was awesome. That was really good. Yeah, it's hard to think offhand. I know there's been some recently. I really liked the Rob Zombie ones.
Yeah.
Those came out awesome.
There's some that I probably enjoy more than listeners because like we integrate like inside jokes that we shouldn't be because only us would know.
Yeah. I think our listeners actually kind of like them though. I think we explain them enough for them to enjoy.
Sure. What was the second part of his question?
And what's the least enjoyable one?
Yeah.
It's something...
I didn't enjoy the Deep Red one when we did it.
Oh, Deep Red, I hate.
Yeah.
I still hate that one. That one was trash. There's a few at the beginning where we just
had no clue what we were doing.
It was just like, I don't know.
I mean, I was teaching. I was fucking hating life. Like everything was just going wrong at that time. So there was a couple where I was like,
there's episodes that Joe didn't watch the fucking movie. Very early on, and I say it like it was a bunch, but I think it was like twice. And one of them was like a group of movies.
Yeah.
So like you could pass like, but I'm pretty sure one of them was like, we just talked about the movie and you didn't watch it, and you like just read about it.
Well, no, I had seen it before.
Yeah, that's right.
I just didn't rewatch it.
Yeah,
because I was too miserable.
Yeah, Creature Feature was good. I'm looking through some of our older episodes. Zombievers, I like barely remember.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was good or not. November. I remember the Are You Afraid of the Dark specials. I barely even remember doing them. And I know we were in like a super pinch for time for them. Like that's all I remember. So those probably didn't come out great, but I don't know. I'm really proud of the serial killer ones.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like, those came out really good. And I want to do them again, but they were just so much work. And we've just hit our stride of pure laziness now that like somehow works. And now I'm like, well, why would I work harder? Because this works perfectly. So yeah, I'm
part three of part threes was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Because it was like 100 degrees and the AC was running and Paul was talking over us.
That was bad. Yeah. That was bad. Some of those ones were like, yeah, in shitty work environments. Just they don't hold up that well. But I'm with Joe on favorites and not favorites. I think I see the same way.
Did we really only talk about Gingerdead Man for like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That was way too long.
Yeah. It felt like we talked about it for 3 hours.
The whole episode.
Yeah. So anyway, that was Jacob DeGrouch. He's got 3 podcasts you can search. Neon Genesis Evangelion, a commentary. This is his solo project about the anime series Neon Genesis. Yeah, you're gonna make me say it again. Evangelion. Hey, Siri, shut the fuck up.
Ask her how to say it.
This he's doing that all by himself, and he it's probably fine. He writes like 3 lines of him bashing himself. Take it easy, Jacob DeGrouch. You're a good guy. Cinema Throwdown, a movie podcast where time... That's not the right word. Him and his ex-girlfriend challenge each other to movies that we know the other might not like too much.
Spicy.
Test Pattern, and all things scary and macabre radio show and podcast with Tab from Girls from the Back Row. New episodes are coming out. It'll be out by the time you hear this. So check those out. Jacob's a good guy. Ryan S. Paul has been required to write the screenplay for U-Bowl's final movie. What is it about? What is Paul's level of contempt? So U-Bowl's retiring.
Yes.
And he is hired, theoretically, he has hired Paul to write, why, I don't know. Paul's going to write the screenplay.
Okay.
So Paul's furious.
Very.
To the point where it's like, he might hand in a piece of paper that says shit. Like, that's it. Just one word. So I don't know if there is a screenplay. He'd be so angry.
Now, is he asking, what does Paul get told to write about? Or what would Paul write?
What would Paul write, really? I think that's what he's trying to say.
Should we ask him?
He's at a wedding.
Yeah.
Dude, he's not going to have a funny answer to that. He's going to be like, fuck you, Paul. He'd probably be making U-Bowl eat his shoe.
Dude, that's perfect. That's the answer.
That's the answer.
U-Bowl eat his shoe.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, he'd be fucking pissed. Like, I think even if it was like $1 million, Paul would probably be like, I'm not doing it.
Remember when U-Bowl was trying to fight critics?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Paul was like in line, like trying to get U-Bowl to come fight him.
Dude, I would pay a ton of money to watch U-Bowl fight Paul. Paul would beat the shit out of him.
I think U-Bowl's good.
No, I don't think so.
I think he like trains. I think he's like a trained boxer.
That's fine. I think Paul would fucking kill him. Dude, Paul smashed a log over a kid's head. Like fucking, like
it's a fact.
Like the way,
that's a fact.
And in the manner of like of mice and men when they kill Lenny, like the kid was sitting on a pot, and Paul came from behind and just smashed his brain in.
Factual. Allegedly.
Paul's gonna be so mad. Yeah. Elliot C. What are your top 5 slashers? We sound like such assholes, but we're not. What are your top 5 slashers / proto slashers? I mean, single entries from any franchise, not the franchise as a whole. Top 5's hard to do.
Honestly, The Burning's in my top 5.
Dude, Burning is high up there. And guys, we are doing CT Connecticut. I always say CT Connecticut Cult Classics. We're sponsoring the event. We'll be on the big screen. Our image and shit will be up there. So go out that's November 12th at the Strand Theater in Connecticut. We'll be there. Come say hi. And they're doing a slasher night.
So it's this weekend.
Yes, it's coming on. New Year's Eve? Is that what that's called?
No, what? The movie that they're playing?
Yeah.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
Imagine they're playing that shitty fucking rom-com.
Yeah. April Fool's Day and The Burning. I don't know why I was saying New Year's Eve. So yeah, check that out. So anyway, yeah, The Burning is definitely up there for me.
Burning, Halloween. Halloween's number 1.
Sure.
Do you count Texas Chainsaw as a slasher?
I honestly don't. I think we've had this conversation before. I think sometimes, I don't know.
All right, fuck it. I won't do it. I'll do Halloween. I'll do The Burning. What was I do? I'll
Scream? Do you like Scream or no? Oh, well, yeah, I know you do. I don't know why I'm asking you questions I know the answer to. It's a stupid fucking question.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Scream could be my top 5. Mm-hmm. What about Black Christmas?
Okay.
And
I'm putting Sleepaway Camp in it.
Dude, I was going to go with Sleepaway Camp.
I love Sleepaway Camp so much. See, okay, so Elliot and Maniac, is that a slasher?
Maniac's a slasher.
Oh, dude, Maniac is like my one. Then I'm obsessed with Maniac.
Women all.
That's literally all it does. Cuts off the top of their head. Now Elliot is like a hardcore slasher guy, and he's like going through all of them right now. And I want actually a recommendation from that motherfucker because I really want to watch like trash, like.
What? Gingerdead Man?
No, not like that. Like trash, like exploitation, but like kind of trauma-esque. Like I love that, like just insane bullshit.
Sure.
Like Sleepaway Camp, like those. I just love them so much. Love them, love them, love them. I don't know how many we've done.
I got my 5.
What is it?
I just said them. I went with Sleepaway. I'll go Sleepaway Camp. Halloween, The Burning. What else did I say?
Black
Scream
Christmas.
And Black Christmas. I kind of want to put Alice, Sweet Alice on there.
I watched that recently. I like it. It's just, I don't know. I need more. When I think of slasher, I think it's got to be really crazy. What was that movie that we watched that was fucking with the guy that did Kung Fu in the alleyway?
Pieces.
Pieces. I'm coming around to Pieces.
Pieces is fantastic. Pieces is top 10.
Yeah.
What about Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I like that movie.
Yeah.
After we did it, I really liked it. We did do the first one, right?
The Prowler? No, we did the second one.
Oh, the Prowler is really good.
Prowler's really good.
Is Maniac Cop a slasher? Did we like Maniac Cop?
Maniac Cop sucked.
All right, let's get to the next question. We might be able to cover all of these. No, we won't. We'll do some of the next one. Angela M. Would you rather fight the puppets from Puppet Master or the critters from Critters?
Ooh, good question. Probably the puppets. They're smaller. You stomp them out faster.
I think so. Critters first of all, they can fucking turn into Voltron and form a giant kite.
Yeah.
And then
they fart.
And they do have giant.
They fucking fart.
They fucking fart and talk and drink.
Yeah.
I feel like you could party with a kite. the right scenario. Also, they can shoot shit. I don't know.
And plus, if you fight a Krite, that asshole's gonna show up that like travels the space with him, and he's always around. And he's just gonna fuck up your whole day.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good thing. So yeah, we'll go Puppet Masters.
Yeah, stomp them out.
KCC. Oh, she's got a bunch of questions here. All right, and then this is gonna be the last one for this week. We'll hopefully fit them into the next one. Oh no, I gotta do a couple more. I'm glad I'm deciding this on the air. KCC, she's thinking of these on the fly. I figure since I'm obsessed with Horror Nights at Universal, I think a great question to ask is if you could pick any horror movie to design a haunted house attraction, which would it be and why? If you could. So in Universal, basically they make these themed haunted houses based on movies. So they did like Texas Chainsaw and The Exorcist.
I was just gonna say it's a cop out because that's probably my number one choice, like to go inside the Sawyer house.
The Sawyer house,
bones and shit.
I mean, and I think that was the first year that they did the OG Leatherface, and Exorcist, and both of those are like the two houses that would scare you the shit out of you the most.
I think maybe if they did the Evil Dead cabin,
that would legitimately probably make me piss my pants.
Complete with like the trap door.
Evil Dead scares the fuck out of me. That movie, I think it's like the scariest movie I've ever seen. All that shit scares me in it.
Yeah.
I still get all the jump scares every single fucking time.
Yeah, that would be a dope haunted house.
That would be awesome. That would be...
Because you can go into the basement and can have the Freddy Krueger glove. Like, it would be sick.
Our answers suck because they're all the same thing. Okay, I got one.
Nobody says they had to be different.
No, I know, but it's just, I got one, though. I got one. Ready for this? Record.
Oh, yeah, with that fucking disgusting naked woman walking around.
And you're in the fucking...
The
you're
attic.
just in a house.
Yeah.
You're going up and down.
Good one. I like it.
That would be dope.
Yep.
Universal, pay us for this shit. Fuck it. Somebody pay me. For Christ's sake. Anybody. If you could put a historical figure into a horror movie, who would it be? What movie and why? For example, I would want to see how JFK would fare in a Sharknado experience. I mean, really, my answers are just going to be people I want to see dead. So it's not really interesting. If I hate somebody, I'll be like, yeah, I would love to see them in Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You bowl in Friday the 13th.
I want to give a legit answer. I'm not very good at thinking on the fly.
That's a hard one.
Let me come back to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, okay. So next question is Nick H. Casey also asked this question too, but Nick H asked this first for sure, and he's been dying for an answer. Asked if we could put together a convention, our own horror convention, who would we want to appear? What's our dream lineup?
Nice.
I forget if he said alive or dead, but let's go alive.
Do alive. Dead. Wait, what?
Let's do both.
Okay, alive or dead.
Yeah, because all
right, I'm going to start with alive. Bruce Campbell, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Joe Bob. Got to be on there.
Jamie Lee.
Oh, Jamie Lee, for sure.
Jamie Lee's got to be on there.
I'll put Elvira in there.
Kurt Russell.
Dude.
Yeah. A Kurt Russell, John Carpenter dual panel. Yeah. Just talking about their movies.
Throw some Goldie Hawn in there. I love Goldie Hawn.
Well,
she's never been in a horror movie in her life.
I mean,
she's a beautiful woman. She's fucking beautiful.
I mean, I'm in agreement. John Carpenter and Kurt Russell together.
Yeah, that would be a good panel.
And then if they like if you just had like a John Carpenter theme, and you can if Roddy Piper was still alive, just throw him in there. Yeah, Keith David talk about They Live. Yeah, John Carpenter's probably my dream person to meet.
Yeah, I would do a panel of Ken Foray and some other weirdos from Rob Zombie movies, and they have to read everyone's scripts. They have to do table reads the entire time.
And Ken Foray would have to be taking a shit, and somebody just has to bother him until he gets mad.
Well, whatever the script calls for. I'm trying to think who else I would have. Like, I'm trying to think about my childhood, like what I really liked. Carpenter was just.
Yeah, I mean,
now that we have the show, like, I'd like to meet a lot of these people. A lot more. Like,
I would spend hours. Like, John Carpenter would have me forcibly removed because I would have so many questions to ask him.
Carpenter's the most. Like, I'd say, like,
Kurt Russell's my favorite actor.
Like, I don't think if we weren't doing this show, I wouldn't really care too much about Wes Craven. Like, I like Wes Craven and all, but I wouldn't care too much. But now that we have the show, I'd like to talk to him just about him making Deep Throat. I'm trying to think. What's like a good panel that you'd want to talk to? Like the guys from fucking Cannibal Holocaust.
I would love to talk to Diodato.
Well, I'd just be like, where are the bodies?
Where's the dick?
Where's the dick?
What did you do with the dick when you cut it off?
How did you get people to be okay with you murdering?
Dude, how about Toby?
Toby
Just ask
Hooper?
him all the shit that we were wondering.
We were wondering?
Hey, man, what the fuck happened to you?
Hey, man, get real. What the fuck, dude? Get your shit together. That's funny. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean...
no, there's so many people.
I mean...
Romero, I'd love to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, but like we could go on forever if we... I mean, I guess that's the point. Quigley.
Definitely Quigley. Definitely. The dude from The Guest.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, you're super good looking. What the fuck?
You're super attractive. What's your secret?
Stop talking to me.
He'll be like, there's no secret. I was just born this way. You can't get attractive, Sean. But, that stinks.
Robert Crampton.
What terrible news. Yo, Crampton for life. Yes. Crampton
And Jeffrey
sure.
Combs. Let's get a reanimator.
Let's get a Toby
Stuart
Hooper.
Gordon.
Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Let's get that panel going.
Let's have a Lovecraft section.
I would love, yeah, and Stuart Gordon can try to explain why any of these are based on Lovecraft literature.
We read Lovecraft work to him.
I would never read Lovecraft work because they're fucking like racist as fuck.
Elliot's gonna be pissed.
Elliot is gonna
Elliot
be pissed.
loves Lovecraft.
Yeah, but that dude is a racist.
I know. Yeah, sure.
Like a legitimate racist.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, well,
So he was.
and everyone uses the old grandma excuse on him.
Right.
Like, it was different back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He's still an asshole.
fucking wrote it, put it pen to paper. Can't, whatever. All right, that's it for this episode.
We didn't answer Casey's question.
The historical figure.
Yeah. I don't know. Teddy Roosevelt just fucking fighting Bigfoots because he claimed that he killed a Bigfoot once. Put Teddy Roosevelt in Willow Creek. Solve the shit out of that problem.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Just call up his Rough Riders, shoot the fuck out of some Bigfoot women.
That's a really good answer. Good for you.
Genghis Khan.
What would you put him in?
I don't know. Scream.
I don't have an answer. That would be that just reminds me of that shitty wall episode of South Park. Like, because it was like, that was who it was, right? Wasn't it Genghis Khan?
No, just a guy owned a Mongolian restaurant.
No, but then when the...
at the end?
Oh, it was Mongolians. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, the Mongolians just kept coming to South Park to smash his wall every time. Like, that's what I meant. Like, that's what Genghis Khan and Scream would be. Like they're just at a party and then they're like, oh, fuck. And then he just, like, bursts through the door and is like, whoa! Just cutting off people's heads. Fucking... Yeah, I've got nothing for that, man. I love JFK, though, if that means anything.
Sure.
Man was a fucking saint. So.
Yes.
That's it. So that's a wrap. Thank Bloody Disgusting.
Yes.
Part of their podcast network now, which is awesome. Check them out.
Sweet promo they give us.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Most promotion we've ever got. In case you missed it. Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. If you want to help us, best way to do that is rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. And if you do that, send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com, and I'll send you some stickers. Send me your address. I'll send you some stickers. If you could support monetarily, we have Patreon.com/IHateHorror. We've got some bonus content there. Doing some other stuff. We've got to do a Google Hangout. It's coming up. I was going to do one this weekend, but I was sick. So coming up very soon. I'll do one for you guys, I promise. And we do a little content, live streams, stuff like that. Now we have bonus episodes like twice a month now. So, and hopefully video coming soon. Check that out. Or you could support us, store.ihatehorror.com. And that's our t-shirt area. That's through TeePublic. So any shirt you buy, it doesn't matter if it's ours or not. As long as you go through store.ihatehorror.com, we get credit for the purchase. And we get a little cut of that. So that helps out too. So if you want to support there, and we have our new designs out, new fucking designs. The Halloweens are retired. Now we've got our like permanent logos. They're pretty dope. So check those out. Anything else? Twitter.com. We're on the Twitter at I Hate Horror Show and at Instagram at I Hate Horror.
I'm at Jovi421, Instagram Boognish1985, Snapchat Horror Show Joe.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Next week, House.
1986.
1986 House, not the Japanese house.
Yeah.
Houseu.
As soon as I finished watching it, I was like, I fucking hope Sean wasn't talking about the Japanese one.
Oh my God. No, I think she specified it was this one.
Okay.
All right, guys. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
I like my voyeurism with a glass of red rum, 'cause I'm